So photography, I have always been a creative person at heart, and I worked in the advertising and marketing industry for a long time. I'm fully assuming that AI will continue its way through, and people use that. But what I'm finding is,
welcome to another exciting episode of the Business Narrative. In this episode, we have Edward Feather, which creates photographic imagery and help businesses and people to create value and drive in their businesses. As we all know that photography is a multi-billion dollar industry and there are a lot of opportunities in this particular industry. So let's discuss how you can create opportunities and grow your business. So without any further delay, let's dive into the podcast. Thank you so much, Edward, for your precious time.
thank you. It's great to be here.
Edward, there are a lot of people in 2025, they are doing a lot of things. From your past experience, like have worked from last many years in different fields. But there are so many creative paths out there. Why photography? And what makes it such a powerful tool right now in 2025? Why you have chosen this?
So photography, I have always been a creative person, at heart, and I worked in the advertising and marketing industry for a long time. But I wanted to make a change in my life and really get to the thing that I was really truly passionate about. And so for me, photography has made my life, substantially better. I feel good every day with what I'm doing, and I love to be able to share the types of photography I do, with people and help them, help businesses, et cetera. So it's been a wonderful change in my life.
Change is always required when you are trying to shift from one field to another field. So we were going to talk about this because a lot of people had reinvent themselves during pandemic, right? So what was the shift like for you, moving from a stable business to into photography business? Who inspired you to be in this particular business?
My inspiration actually came originally from my grandfather and my father. They both were very passionate photographers. They both had other businesses, that they did. My grandfather was actually a mine engineer, electrical engineer, but he loved photography, and my father was a teacher. So I've had photography kind of in my blood my whole life. And, after working in business for 27 years, during the pandemic, things were rough. It was a tough time. I was just feeling exhausted, and I needed to make a change. And so having the opportunity to really think about being an artist and bring what I saw into other people's lives, and having the opportunity to help people, create imagery, create things that would help them, whether it's doing a headshot for somebody and making them look their best, giving them that really authentic look so that they've got a beautiful photo that is going to help them stand out on LinkedIn or, on their website, or if it's helping a business to create really cool imagery that's going to, expand what they do on their website, different things like that. I just love that. And it's really, like I said, it's made a big difference for me. Every day I feel less stress. I feel good about what I'm producing. And I love to share the things that I get to do with other people.
Creating portfolio for other people, this is the most important thing. And I think digital presence is now necessary for everybody. So you have made some big choices in your journey. So what is your process of navigating uncertainty, staying confident in your decisions? Because for an entrepreneur, this is the most difficult thing when he has to make decisions. So how you have cope up with all these things?
Yeah, I completely agree. Not every day is easy. Many days are very hard, and many days you feel like you're taking, three steps back. You get a contract, and then a contract gets canceled, or things you're trying to do don't go the way you want them to. So what I have found is anytime I have any sort of a setback, I look at what I've been doing. I look at what's working. I look at, what isn't working, and I really try to assess things and evolve my work, evolve my brand, evolve the way that I'm connecting with people, evolve what I'm putting out there. And so those types of things have helped me keep, I would say, a reasonably level head. Not always, but it's helped me stay true to myself and stay true to what matters to me and what I really care about. And that's what's helping me, stay the course.
So I think your brand building is the most important thing, and yet you have created a lot of brands, and you have worked for many people free as well, like free of cost. So you have been working in this field from last 4 to 3 years, right? And
Mhm.
previously I was saying this, you have created portfolios without taking any cost. Number one, why? And collaboration. What is the importance of collaboration nowadays? Because every creator on social media, either it's LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, these are the popular applications nowadays. So what is the importance of collaboration for artists, and why you have done this? Why you haven't charged?
I think there are times when I think as an entrepreneur, you have to prove yourself. And sometimes the opportunity to maybe, create something at no cost or at a low cost for somebody, it gives you the opportunity to create let's say, a proof of concept. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, let's say in the technology business, who basically have to go out and fundraise in order to get the money to create the technology that they're doing, or in the medical industry. And so as a photographer, what I'm creating is visual. What I'm creating is it's intellectual property, but in a different way. So you have to do all the setup. You've got to convince other people to, when you're just starting out, you've got to convince people to work with you. And, that's not just the people you're photographing. You might need to get, makeup artists or set designers or, producers and other people who also want to be able to have things that are really valuable to have in their portfolio. So when you can bring a group of people together and create something that then everybody in that group can say, I worked on this, I helped to create this really cool image or video or this kind of visual world, that's a really powerful thing. And so for me, that's the kind of thing, that collaboration of getting people together makes a big difference. There's other times to do things for free also. There are organizations out there that are doing really important, work that ultimately affects us in positive ways. Charities, nonprofits, and a lot of the time I get paid for doing work for charities and nonprofits, but there are definitely times when I do just say to them, look, this is really important. You're doing something that's really, really important to me. And so, I want to give back. And just as an example, there's, a number of different cancer charities that I have done photography for over the last couple of years. I've got another one coming up in 2 weeks. And, to me, spending a couple of hours taking photographs during events that they're putting on that help them raise money so that they can help treat and, whether it's doing research or doing treatments and helping patients, those are really important things.
And I think as an artist, you feel internal satisfaction when you are working for a noble cause, and I really appreciate that. And so you are an artist, right? So
Yep.
you have mentioned that self-learning has been key for you. So
Yes.
why do you think that's such a vital skill for entrepreneurs in an industry which is always changing? How it has been helping you on daily basis, or adapting your skills in your business? So how you are improving day by day?
I mentioned that my father was a teacher, and my mother actually was also a teacher, and she's actually a scientist as well. And so I grew up with this this idea that if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Now, there's some things we can't do. If I put my mind to it, I'm not going to be able to be Superman and fly. But like when I am interested in learning about a new piece of technical details for photography, or I want to learn a new technique on, you know, how to create an image in a different way that that I haven't ever done before. There's a lot of great resources that are out there. I do take classes, so I'm actually going to be attending a week-long class with a senior, you know, photographer who's been doing a certain type of photography for a very long time, and so I'm super excited to do that. And I encourage people. I think if you want to expand your knowledge, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You have to learn more about things that you don't know. And so that's what's helping me get better. I use the internet. There's a lot of great resources on the internet to learn, you know, about, you know, how a particular, I don't know, camera setting works, or, you know, how specific technology works. Photography has become so technical these days, in the sense that, you know, AI is kind of built into at least one of my cameras. It has the ability to recognize the difference between a person and a bird, or a dog, or an airplane. It knows what those are, as long as I tell it that that's what it should be looking for. Learn every day, whether it's online, whether it's reading, whether it's talking to other people, taking classes, trying new things. All of those things matter. So learn every day.
So as an entrepreneur, as an artist, you always learn. There is no day where you don't need to learn. So from your perspective, where is media industries heading? And with technology evolving so fast, AI, social media, content creation, you have talked about this. So what trends are you seeing? Like, how should creative people prepare themselves for future? Because media industry, it's becoming very hot market for everybody, because everybody, every brands, every entrepreneurs, they want digital presence. So from your perspective, how you see these trends, and which trends will you going to follow in future?
That's a big question. Yeah, I think obviously AI is continuing to permeate into kind of everything, and I'm fully assuming that AI will continue its way through, and people use that. But what I'm finding is there's ways that we can use AI to help, at least as a photographer, and I think in video as well, to help us create, but also keep things actually real and authentic. And I think that that's important. You know, when we use AI to turn ourselves into cartoons, or, you know, remove the texture of our faces and, you know, make us not look real, I don't know, I guess it can be kind of fun sometimes, but when it comes to real photography, something that's going to catch people's attention long term and is going to really matter, I think we need to be true to ourselves as human beings. And you know, I'm a people photographer, so for me, I want people to look real. I want them to have that authenticity. I do want them to look great, but that is a part of you know, using the right lighting and the right, you know, techniques to do that. And you know, I think so. To your question about where's the media going, you know, it's intense. There's like all these different TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all these different places where you can post content. And you mentioned collaboration earlier. What I'm finding is that the best ways to get visibility is collaboration. My Instagram's not huge, but what I've been finding is that as I collaborate with more people, I'm growing. And so, you know, I'm getting more hits, I'm getting more, you know, more views, more likes. And, you know, each time I connect with somebody, it helps to grow that. So Uh, I think, being innovative, trying new things. Yes, definitely watching for trends, knowing that, people are using AI, but I think really being real, like being as a photographer anyway, like being real, showing what you see through your eyes, through your camera. There are also some trends out there that I really don't like, but I won't get into those. I just think people really need to, I think people really need to, be true to themselves and make sure that they are following what they believe in.
Exactly. Totally agreed. Because as an artist, your art reflects in your particular personality, right? So I will going to retrack you a little bit because I have a surprise rapid fire round, and I will be going to ask you some rapid fire questions, and you have to answer them very quickly.
Okay.
So you are a morning person or you are a night person?
Oh, night.
So you're 2 a.m. friend.
Geez. I guess that would be my friend Mike.
Okay, Mike. Are you politically correct every time?
Am I politically correct? No.
uh, on scale 1 to 10, how much you will going to rate your driving skills?
Oh, 10.
10. Okay. Uh, any lie you told and why? Last lie you told.
Oh, geez. Probably telling someone that they looked really good when maybe they didn't look as good as they did.
Okay. Lastly, last book you read, and what was the message you get from that particular book?
Working hard and staying the course.
Okay. So this is an end of a rapid fire round, and I will be like moving towards my last question. What advice you will want to give to someone who are just starting their career in media or in entrepreneurship in any field? What one piece of advice you want to give?
If you are going to start out and jump into a business, make sure that you have a really good sense of what your plan is and know that it's going to be a bumpy road, and the people who succeed are the ones who stay with it. And even when things are down, they find ways to keep going. When things get bad, if you quit, then that's the end. So the people who succeed are the ones who stay the course.
So you have to be consistent if you want to achieve. You want to climb Mount Everest, so you need to take baby steps. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Edward, for your precious time, and I hope you will going to like the podcast. If you like the podcast, do subscribe the channel for more podcasts like this. Please share with all your friends. We will be going to meet you in the next podcast. Till then, take care. Bye bye.